We started this research on estimation and uncertainty at the University of Pretoria in South Africa about the middle of last year, and what led to the topic for the research is we saw in many of the construction projects that we're involved in that despite we still get these estimates wrong. So it is still ongoing research we're busy with. In this year we're going to conduct a lot of interviews with people, we're going to study many projects, so we continue with that. So one of the main areas in uncertainty is related to optimism bias, and there are many biases that affect humans in their decision making, and one of the ones that we see is most prevalent is optimism bias. So that is the whole idea that we think bad things will not happen to me, it will happen to other people, but on my project it will be different. So if it took somebody else 2 years to complete the project, we are always optimistic that for us it will be a shorter period of time, maybe it will take 6 months or so. So optimism bias is a very specific area of uncertainty that we deal with, and it's a very important part of our research. As a matter of fact, I did my PhD a few years ago in France, and the topic of my PhD was optimism bias, and specifically how that affects decision making. So that is not the only factor, however, that affects our decision making, and what we've developed in this research so far is a model where we're starting to believe that there are various layers of uncertainty or contributors to uncertainty, and at the highest level we have the person, the individual who's doing the estimate. At the next level we have the tools that person uses to do the estimation, and there's uncertainty in the tools and the way we apply the tools. Then at the next level down we have biases, and we differentiate between the cognitive and motivational biases, and optimism bias is one of those. At the next level down we have what's called heuristics, and we do know from past research that heuristics affect the individual, and it actually creates the biases. And then at the very lowest level we have the neurology of the human brain and the structure of the human brain and how we make decisions. So this whole area is known as neuroeconomics, and the definition for that is how the brain works when we have to make economic decisions. And it's never been applied to project management, so we think, as far as we know, it's the first time we are applying this to project management, but it has been applied extensively in other areas, for example economics, and when people are trading in stocks and so on. So neuroeconomics has been around for approximately 10 years, but as far as we know, as I said, it's quite new to project management. So we're hoping over the next year or two to make it one of the important trends in project management research is to look at neuroeconomics. Thank you.